I am back again. It is November 22nd in beautiful Abbotsford, British Columbia, where we have our urban indoor farm. And this is just a little bit about what we grow. So we'll start here with our microgreens. These are speckled peas. They're going on 3 days now being uncovered. These are my green peas or fancy peas. The fancy peas, green peas, when they're full grown have they're tendrils, but they're really fancy and pretty. And when they're ready to harvest, or when the tendrils start to sprout, I will do another video to show you. I don't have any right now that are full grown, but these are the green peas and or fancy peas, and they look really pretty in a salad. It's okay to do this gently to your plants because it actually makes them stronger and way more later. These are speckled peas. The speckled peas do not have the tendrils. They open up and they just have the green shoot at the top. They both, when harvested, taste just like you're eating a pea, only sweeter, like a sweet pea, like the early peas that you get out of your garden. These taste like young peas, and they're crunchy and sweet, and you can use them as a lettuce alternative in your salad. This is one of my favorites. This, again, you can gently do this to them because it breaks off the husks, or it takes the husks off. That would be the shell that's over the seed. These are broccoli shoots, broccoli microgreens. The broccoli microgreens are one of the most nutritious things you can eat. 5 ounces of broccoli microgreens is all you need for 1 day's intake for nutritional needs. I do believe, now don't quote me on this, but I think it's around 15 pounds of broccoli nutritional value of the full-grown plant. You only need 5 ounces of the greens. And then over here we have purple kohlrabi. This is actually the first time I've grown the purple kohlrabi. As you can see, when you do this, the little husks, they actually fall off the top of, tiny little seeds they are, but they fall off the top of the plant once it's growing. That's it right there. That's a little husk. And again, you have to wait until they're strong enough and they're not too wet, and you do that and the little husks just pop off. I would suggest keeping your area clean at all times. Like after the video is over, we'll clean that up because any kind of dirt or anything can have an adverse effect on your growing.
We try to keep a very sterile, very clean environment to the best that we know how. This room is cleaned every day. We just want to provide the best product for our customers, so that, you know, that's what sets us apart.
Thank you for that input, Rob. Rob's behind the camera, and he left me here to stand while he talked. That's okay, no problem. Anyways, so these are our microgreens. Down here we have our wheatgrass. It was planted on, no glasses, sorry, can't see. November 15th was when I soaked that. And it would have been planted 3 days after that. One of the things that I have started doing that also puts me and Rob apart from other growers is most people, when they plant their microgreens, just plant them on top of either dirt, or they plant them on top of cocoa mats, or some other kind of media for the plant to root into. what we have started doing, because I have found that it actually does help the plants, it reduces chance of mold considerably, like I would say probably 95 to 98% elimination of mold, is I put a really light layer of dirt on top of my seeds. I do that to all of my seeds. You do not have to put dirt on top of your seeds, but for example, wheatgrass is very, very prone to mold. The mold forms on the lower part of the plant. It begins in the dirt. I'm assuming it's when the seed starts to break down. When you're indoor growing, it's different than when you have outdoors and you have all the elements to help wash away all that stuff. Indoors, you don't have that. When you plant wheatgrass, you plant it very, very thick over the top of the layer of dirt. And a lot of times, because you do that, the seeds sit on top of each other and they can't root properly. So those seeds begin to start to rot ultimately and create mold before the harvest is ready. So to eliminate that problem, I started putting a layer of dirt over top of the seeds. And now I began to do it to all of my microgreens, because I find it makes them more uniform. When you put your weight on top of them, it actually reduces the seeds from, especially with the finer seeds like the broccoli or the kohlrabi or radishes. It actually, the seeds stay in the pot as opposed to stick to the bottom of your weight, and you get far less of the spacing like you see in this spot here. Well, you would have more of that if you didn't put the dirt on it, because if with the dirt, it looks more like all nice and even and thick and lush, and you would get far more yield off of this than you would a whole tray that was full of gaps like that. So I find putting just a very light layer of dirt on top of my seeds helps considerably. Again, you don't have to put the dirt on top of it. I know I have watched some videos done by Curtis Stone, and he has said that he often uses a layer of vermiculite on top for the same purpose. It keeps the moisture in, and it helps reduce your weight from picking up the seed that's in the dirt before it's really rooted.
Speaking of Curtis Stone, we're a big fan of Curtis's. We highly recommend his book, Urban Farmer by Curtis Stone. It's full of information. If you're into farming, whether it's outdoors, indoors, kind of cutting edge technology. He does some things with Diego. He does some things with Chris out of Vancouver. Chris is really smart. He does indoor growing. All three guys are knowledgeable. They know their stuff.
Been doing it for years.
They've been doing it for years. Curtis does a lot of advising. He does a lot of traveling, meeting other people like us. And so yeah, I just want to give a shout out to Curtis, his friend Diego, and Chris out in Vancouver, which grows in containers of all things. So that's really cool.
So moving up to our top shelf here. A few years ago, I did a little experiment. It was something I found online, and you know how we always want to try to change our luck. Okay, so there was this one thing that you can do to change your luck, and one of the things was you take a piece of silver. It should be pure silver, whether it's an old quarter, or you have a silver maple or a silver bar, or even a pure silver ring, but it has to be pure silver. And you take that and you plant it in the bottom of your plant. This one actually, and I did an experiment because I started these. This plant was the one I put the silver maple in. And it actually has outgrown the other two plants, and it's already started producing babies. As we know, spider plants have shoots, and that's what you plant is the shoot. The thing is as long as you keep that plant alive.
Why don't you show people the silver?
As long as you keep that plant alive, you will be prosperous. That's the story.
Yeah, but it's supposed to make your plant.
It's also, I think this is where Rob was going to go with it. The other thing was this plant needs some water, but that's irrelevant. The other thing is silver is a purifier. So when you put silver in your plant, it actually helps reduce the toxins in the plant dirt, so it keeps the plant healthier, and it reduces any pathogens or molds that might grow in the dirt. So here is the piece of silver. We actually went looking for it today in the bottom of the plant.
1 Canadian silver maple. Awesome.
And that when you plant your plant, you just take it and you plop it in the bottom of your pot. You know, these plants are probably, I would guess, around 3 years old now. These are just my house plants that I keep in my home. The plant is about 3 years old and it is ready to transplant. Out of the 3 plants, this is the only one that's producing offshoot babies. They do this when they become root bound, but all 3 of them are exactly the same age. They were all rooted the same way, and they were all planted the same time. And this is the only one that has matured fully into producing babies. They can produce babies without silver. I'm just saying this one reached it first as an experiment. This one has done more first.
So yeah, we're playing around with the idea of silver and plants, silver, things like colloidal silver. There's a lot of information out there on colloidal silver. People take it for health. We suggest do your own research, come to your own conclusions. And we just thought it'd be cool to do a comparison, putting silver in our plants compared to silver not in our plants.
Oh, and my luck has been pretty good over the last 3 years.
Yeah, we've been pretty fortunate.
Don't know if it's related to the silver or not, but who knows, right?
And yeah, by the way, NASA did a research study. They sent some plants up into space to test which ones were good for cleaning the air. Cleaning the air. And these are one of the plants on our website and on our Facebook page. See our Microgreens on Facebook. We put a link on there to let people read, because we try and educate people, show people some of the facts that we've learned. This channel is all about, you know, bringing things to people that they might not know to improve their life, help them learn new techniques in microgreen growing, and just anything else you can take from it to use it in your life or your operation. There's a few other plants that NASA did. Like I said, go on CR Microgreens on Facebook and you can read the article. We will try and put up more stuff on a regular basis. So yeah. You want to show people the seeds, Sandra, for your wheatgrass, or where do you want to go?
So yeah, up here, I was starting these this morning, but got busy getting set up for this video, so I will finish these off later today. Each one of these mason jars holds 1.5 cups of wheatgrass. These three actually, we got these from Uline. These ones, this one here. Sometimes you can get old mason jars from secondhand stores where they're generally a lot cheaper. But we did get these from Uline. And what I like about these ones is you have your measurement on the glass. This is a 2 cups. So if a person wanted to, make that level. If a person wanted to, you can, if you're only doing this for your own consumption, you don't have to be exact. If you're doing this as a business and you're needing profit, you should know exactly what you're using. But if you're just doing it for you, all you need is roughly 1.5 cups of wheatgrass seed. We get ours from Mums.
Oh, yeah, and here we go. Little plug for Mums. They're all organic seeds. They get them from all over the place. We record all of our lot numbers and stuff so we can track things. But yeah, Mums is really cool. We've had great customer service. We've had, you know, timely deliveries. So yeah, just a little shout out to them.
Okay, so as I was saying, we use Mums seeds. I have tried seeds from other sources. The grass was not as sweet as we know if we have tried wheatgrass. It isn't the yummiest tasting thing in the world, but different seeds can make a slight difference in flavor. Mold issues with the other seeds. If you don't have good quality seeds, mold will be an issue. Mums wheatgrass seed is actually very good. I have had very little problems with mold since I started using this seed and putting a layer of dirt over top of my seed. I will take this seed and I will take it in the house in a little bit here, and I will add about it's a 10-to-1, so it's an 11% mixture, but it's a 10-to-1. You use food grade, has to be food grade hydrogen peroxide, okay? I use 35%. I get it from a health food store. 35% is really hard to get in Canada. You really have to source it out. It's around $25 a liter. You cannot get it in anything more than a liter because it's not allowed in Canada. Okay, so anyways, you take 1 ounce of hydrogen peroxide to 10 ounces of distilled water. I use distilled water because the chemicals in tap water will react with your hydrogen peroxide. Good idea to use distilled water. It's not expensive in the store. It's really cheap, and 1 cup, basically 10 ounces, little more than 1 cup to 1 ounce of food grade hydrogen peroxide. I leave that mixture in with the seeds for no more than 10 minutes because the hydrogen peroxide can damage the seeds if it's left in too long. Then I put a piece of cheesecloth over the top of my jar with an elastic band. Other people I've seen use a screen. I prefer the cheesecloth. It can be washed or thrown out later, whatever you want. Anyways, I put it on with elastic band. I dump it over. I tip it out like this, and I let that drain. Then I refill it 2 more times. Give it a really good rinse to get the rest of the hydrogen peroxide off of the seed. Then I tip it out, drain it 1 more time, refill it, and I leave it sit for 12 hours. Some people say anywhere from 6 to 12, 8 to 12. I prefer 12 hours for my wheatgrass seed because it still is not sprouted at that point. Then I drain the wheatgrass, rinse it 1 more time, drain it, and leave it sit on this angle for 3 days. But I rinse it at minimum twice a day.
So once in the morning and
Once
once
in
at
the
night.
night. Sometimes I'll do it 3 times, but generally it is only twice a day.
And we
Doesn't matter if you do it exactly the same time. Like if you get up at 6 one day and go to bed at 10, do it that way. If you get up at 5, do it at 5 and 8. Doesn't matter as long as it's twice a day.
Yeah.
Okay, and then on the 3rd day, the wheatgrass is ready to plant, and it will look like little spiders, actually. We do a huge Halloween display, and I said to Rob, wow, these look like spiders. I will do a video, a full video on how to plant, to soak and plant wheatgrass.
Yeah, we've got stuff
It
on.
is coming. We have a lot of videos coming, but that will be one that we do. I will do other videos again on how I plant my peas, how I plant my broccoli, and different methods that we've learned. But yeah, we keep our seeds in these. They are marked, I do believe, on that side, aren't they? Yeah.
Yep.
Not very good. Tape's coming off. The
So-
smaller seeds, I leave them in the bags, and I sometimes will mix them. Again, we get our seeds from Mums. This is what we call a broccoli brassica blend. See, these are really tiny seeds. This is ruby stem radishes. And then I have kohlrabi in another one, and a few other things. I will be getting some seeds soon from West Coast Seeds. This is speckled peas.
That's a lot of peas.
It is. You soak these anywhere from 6 to 10 hours. If you go a little over 10 hours, it doesn't hurt them. We have actually had second growth on our peas, and it's actually really neat. They grow and grow and grow, peas. And what's in that? That's just some wheatgrass we got from another vendor that we don't really like very much. This is Mum's wheatgrass. It's actually, there is a difference. I have to show you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. We got this from one place. I'm not going to say where. And this is Mum's. And if you can actually see, there is a difference in size. The Mum's is a smaller seed than this one. Both claim to be organic, but obviously come from a different place.
So it gets back to, like, even Curtis and everybody says, spend the money on the best seeds, because in the end, you'll be rewarded. You're providing the best product for your customers. So yeah, don't skimp out on the seeds. We use all organic seeds.
This here is, I'm not going to open it, but this is our sunflowers. And then there would be more seeds in here, probably the kohlrabi and stuff.
So anyways, one last thing I want to say why we have these plants here is because according to NASA, they say that they purify the air, they clean the air of toxins. And when you grow indoors or in containers or anything like that, you really have to watch the quality of your air, because you have to control your environment compared to like Curtis growing outdoors where Mother Nature does what she wants. So
Indoor growing is definitely a different kind.
Indoor growing is totally different. We love it because we can be on the farm.
And I get to stay home. I don't have to go out to the grind.
Yeah. And what we do is we use them to purify the air. It's free. There's no electricity. But it's just that little bit over the top, you know, getting or taking things to the next level. So, if you guys want, we'll have more videos. We're just getting started. We're going to, what we've done so far is we've taken one of our rooms, we've put all this reflective styrofoam on the ceilings, on the walls. Again, helps with the light. It's free light. We down the road are going to get into edible flowers. We'd like to try that market, and we do a lot of microgreens. We're doing stuff. We're trying to get ready to have stuff for the movies, and you know.
I would like to introduce everybody to our noisemaker that you may actually hear once in a while. Say hello, Comet. Hello. You say hello for the camera? Hello, baby. Hello. Hello. He does talk,
He's
but
camera shy.
he's being a little shy right now. He's a little upset. He didn't want me to take him off his cage. And he does tend to bite occasionally when we do that. But we got him a few months ago. He had no feathers to speak of because he was incredibly stressed out at the time. He had been through a few different handlers, and now he's actually got a lot of his feathers. You can see on his back some of the feathers are still waiting to come in, but that would be like this spot here, right there. And now he's going to lift his wings because he likes to be scratched under his wings, but you can see how all his color is now coming back. But if you ever hear some screaming in the background of our video, that would be Comet.
Yeah.
Because he is very loud.
No chickens, just Comet.
Just Comet. Yes. Say hello. Say hello. He's a pretty, pretty boy.
Stage fright.
Say hello.
So anyways, we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
We don't like making too long of a video, waste your guys' time. We will keep you updated. Again, check us out. We're at designerfoods.ca. We do a lot of food designing, things for caterers. If somebody's got a wedding and they want some wheatgrass or something, we can provide that for weddings. So yeah, we appreciate you checking us out, and our Facebook page is CR Microgreens, and we will talk to you soon. Bye bye.